Now let's have another example of problem solving using Newton's laws by applying the free body diagram method. So for instance, we have here a box that is completely resting on a frictionless surface. So meaning to say, we can neglect the effects of friction on the motion of the box here. Now suppose that the box has a mass of 10.0 kilograms and that a person applies a force of 50 Newton at an angle 25 degrees to the horizontal. Now, we are asked here to calculate letter A, to calculate the acceleration of the box, and letter B, to calculate the magnitude of normal force, or F sub n, exerted by the table on the box. So how do we approach this problem right now? So first, we have to analyze and identify what are the forces that are involved in the motion of this box. First is, of course, the very obvious ones are the force of gravity or the weight of the box, which is equivalent to F is equal to mg. And of course, we also have the normal force, which is, of course, in this case, directly perpendicular to the surface where the box is resting, or F sub n. And we also have the force of the person, in which it is applied at around 50 newtons at 25 degrees to the horizontal. Now, since our box is being pulled at an angle 25 degrees to the right, then it is safe to assume that our box acceleration will have a component to our x-axis. So in order for us to do this, let's first draw a free body diagram for this particular system. So I'm going to draw here a Cartesian plane for this. And I'm going to imagine that the box is at the center of the origin of this Cartesian plane. Okay, so let's label this. This is the y dimension. This is the x dimension. Of course, this is x here, and this is y here. Okay, now let's just imagine that this is the box here, and I have here a force being applied on the box, which is, of course, F sub p, which is 50.0 Newton. And of course, it has an angle which is around 25, oh, is that 25 degrees? Yeah, it's around 25 degrees. Now, since this is a force applied at a certain angle, then technically it can have a component of x and y forces. So in this case, let me draw a line here so that we can identify that we have here actually a component of this force, in which I will call this as Fpy, which is still unknown to us. And also it has a component of Fpx dimension, which is still unknown to us. Okay, we will need that later on because we will need to calculate the acceleration on the x-axis. Now, of course, we have here also our force of gravity going downward, which I will call as F of g, which is equal to mg here. And we also have here our normal force, which is F of n. Okay, now that our free body diagram is now complete, we can now slowly solve for our unknown variables here in the solution. Okay, so let's first calculate the acceleration of the box. Now, to analyze the acceleration of the box, we need to understand first the problem here. We know that the box was being pulled to the right at a certain angle. So technically, our box's acceleration will be going to the right. So therefore, we will need a component of the force on the x direction using our force here, which is around 50 newtons. So in order for us to do that, let's calculate first the force on the x dimension due to the person here. So Fpx here would be equal to, look at the angle here, which is 25 degrees. Your Fpx here is adjacent to the angle. So in this case, since this is adjacent, remember that we have to apply the relationship CAH. So that means we have to apply the cosine function. So in order for us to do this, Fpx now would be equal to F sub p times the cosine of your angle, which is 25 degrees. Okay, so Fpx here would be 50 newtons multiplied by the cosine of 25 degrees. So plugging that in our calculator, so that would be 50 times cosine of your 25. That will give us around 45.32 newtons. So this is 45.32 newtons here. So therefore, our component of our force in the x direction is equal to 45.32 newton. Now, why do I need to calculate first the component of the force in the x direction? It's because that is what we are going to need in order for us to calculate the acceleration of the box on the right. Now, why is it that we don't need to calculate the acceleration of the box on the y dimension? It's because, again, the box is still on the flat surface. It's still resting on the flat surface. So therefore, the net force there on the y direction is equal to 0. So there would be no acceleration on that particular direction, but only on the x axis. So we will now solve for the acceleration using this equation here, F, which is equal to mass times acceleration. But in this case, our F here, we will substitute that with our Fpx, which is equal to the mass of the object times its acceleration. And for us to calculate the acceleration, just divide the whole equation by m. So that m here is cancelled. So therefore, our new formula for acceleration is equal to Fpx over m. And we have our value for Fpx, which is around 45.32 Newton, and divided by the mass of the object a while ago, which we gave as 10.0 kilograms. So this is now 10.0 kilograms. Okay, so in order for us to break down the cancellation of the units here, you know that 1 Newton is equivalent to kilogram meter per second squared. So the kilogram units here are cancelled. So what remains right now is this unit meter per second squared, which will give us the acceleration of our box. So 45.32 newtons divided by 10 kilograms, that is now around 4.53. So our acceleration here would be 4.53 meters per second squared. So let's box this answer so that we'll now have our final answer here for the acceleration, which is 4.53 meters per second squared. That is the acceleration of our box on that direction. Okay? Now, let's go for letter B. For letter B, we were asked to calculate the magnitude of the normal force Fn exerted by the table on the box. We all know that we have already our forces on the y direction. We have our Fn here, we have our Fg here, and we also have our Fpy here. But we don't know yet the value of our Fpy. So we need to calculate this first. So our Fpy here would be equal to, let's look at our Fpy here. Our Fpy here is directly opposite this 25-degree angle. So therefore, we will use the function of SOH. So in this case, we have to apply the sine function. So what we're going to do now is just simply first multiply our Fp to the sine of our angle, which is 25 degrees. So Fpy here would be equal to 50 newtons multiplied by the sine of 25 degrees. And if you plug that in your calculator, that is 50 multiplied by your sine of your 25 degrees. That is equivalent to 21.13. So this is 21.13 newtons. Okay? So that is 21.13 newtons. So we can now solve for the normal force. Because again, according to the Newton's second law, the sum of all the forces should be, the sum of all the net forces if the object is at rest should be 0. So therefore, the sum of all the forces in the y direction, which is composed of the Fg plus your normal force and plus the force of the force on the y direction due to the person, which is now equal to 0. Okay, so therefore we have our Fg there, which is Fg plus Fn plus Fpy is equal to 0. And to calculate for our f of n, or f sub n is equal to negative Fg minus Fpy. Okay, so we have now our Fn, which is of course our Fg is equivalent to negative, okay, this is our mass, which is 10 kilograms, times our acceleration due to gravity, which is negative 9.8 meters per second squared, minus our Fpy a while ago. Sorry, this is y, this is not g. Okay, that's y. Okay, so our Fpy a while ago is given as 21.13 newtons. So this is minus 21.13 newtons. So our F sub n right now, take note, this is negative and negative, so this will become positive. So this will become 98 newtons here, minus 21.13 newtons. So our normal force right now would be equivalent to 98 newtons minus 21.13, which will give us a result of around 76.87 newtons. And let's box this answer here. And that is how we solve different problems involving Newton's laws of motion using our free body diagram method. So I hope that you understood this particular example. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you'll be able to prepare yourself and study different other examples involving these applications. Bye. See you.